Definitely. Okay, so we'll do a little different today. We'll do some stretching. Now, just because we're going to be doing some stretching does not mean it's going to be easy. So just take that into account. A lot of people think like, oh, we could just sit back and relax, and not necessarily. So we're still going to have some fun stretching. And Jim, it's so good to see your face because when Jim comes into the gym and everything, he's working out. And he's got his mask on, of course, and I'm like, I know that guy, but I don't know him because he's got his mask on. It's just good to see his face. So we got Jeremiah hopping on. Jeremiah got the news. Welcome, Jeremiah. We are going to stretch today. Instead of kind of work out, we're going to stretch. So the things you're going to need to stretch are going to be pretty much the same thing you need to work out. You're going to need that long band, okay? Long band, or today I actually have with me the golden white towel, okay? Either a towel or a band, all right? And that's what we're going to be using to stretch today. I will be showing, of course, as usual, seated stretches or on the ground stretches or standing stretches, so whichever one you'd like. And we'll have some fun with it. But first, we're going to open up that chest, really get it moving, okay? You're going to grab your band or your towel, okay? We're going to put that band up overhead, open up. Try to get those arms as straight as possible, okay? And if your band is too short, you can grab a longer item, or I think, Paul, you have your band looped right now, okay, like this. Unloop it. Just kind of hold close to both of your handles. Go ahead, stay there for a second. So, Paul, I have now a band like you. So you see I have two handles. Now I'm going to grab close to the handles. And I'm going to go up and over. There we go. Yes, Paul. Perfect. Perfect. Good. Good. And we're going up and over. Nice. Waking up those shoulders. Good. All right. Now, your left arm is going to come out straight. Right arm is going to come up and over. Good. Up and over with the right arm. And now right arm's going to go straight, left arm's going to go up and over. Good, focusing on some stretches today. Okay, now you can set your band off to the side. We're going to kind of lean to the side. Take a big deep breath. Breathe it out. Big deep breath. Breathe it out. Big deep breath. Let it out. Try to sink further into that side lean. Come back up nice and slow. And we're going to the other side. Big lean, big breath. Good, reach a little further, big deep breath. Good, all right, slowly come out of that guy. Okay, now we're going to rotate around, kind of open up that spine, rotate around, open up that spine. Nice and slow, just feeling the vertebrae. Good. Okay. All right. Now get to a seated position. So either on the ground, in a chair, but for this, we're going to be seated, okay? Now the reason why we're going to be seated is because we're going to be working with the head and the neck, okay? And everyone has some different responses and experiences with the head and the neck. So in case you feel a little bit dizzy or you get off balance or maybe you get vertigo easily, you're not taking a tumble, and we don't want that to happen. So we're going to see. Okay, so we're going to sit down. Now, working on the neck, as you probably know, your neck can go forward, it can go backward, it can go side to side, and it can rotate. Okay, all very important movements, but a lot of times as we get older, our neck gets really stiff and it tends to not move as well. Okay, if you've noticed, maybe your parents, because they have you as a kid, or you are a parent, your neck has gotten a little tighter. Okay, maybe that's due to COVID or stress or the election or everything, and then you have no neck, and so you stand and sit like this all day, and it's very uncomfortable. So first, we're going to push our shoulders down. Okay, push our shoulders down. All right, so just imagine shoulders are up first, and now push them down. And take a deep breath in. Okay, so now we got that action of pulling down. I need you to keep that. Okay, Nicole, you're just hopping on. Today is going to be stretching. We're focusing on stretching today. All right, just due to the time zone shift, people hopping on a little weird, and it's my fault. So, and the lovely election event that's happening today, I think we can all kind of just take a second to relax. So we're going to be focusing on some stretching. Okay, so pushing those shoulders down. Now what I want you to do, imagine someone is getting too close to your head. Okay, so you kind of suck that neck back and you line your ears up with your shoulders. Okay, so instead of having your head way out here, you're kind of back. Almost do like kind of a triple chin or unattractive, like, ugh. Okay, now you're in that neutral state. Okay, now we're going to go forward. Okay, so nice and slow, you're going to take a bow down. And again, actively push those shoulders down. Now we're going to look back up, nice and slow. And we're going to go all the way back. Good, big deep breath. Good, come back to the center. All right, now we're going to go to the right side, so lean, I'm going to lean towards my right, okay. Slowly leaning that neck. Now with my right arm, since I'm leaning towards the right side with my right arm, just two little fingers, okay. I'm going to pull slightly. Pull slightly, okay. And then with this shoulder here, I'm going to shrug it up and come back down. Shrug it up and come back down. And you should feel a big stretch as you come up and then back down as you actively push that down. All right, now shrug up one more time. Keep that shoulder up there. Release those fingers. Drop that hand nice and slow and bring that neck back. So the neck is a very elastic and very responsive muscle. That's why people, when they get into car accidents, okay, you hear about whiplash, because your head is kind of important and your head weighs a lot. So when you get into a car accident and your head whips forward, those neck muscles in the back kind of crank back on your skull, and that's why you feel that, like, oh, that kind of achy feeling. All right, so now we're going to the other side. So we're going to lean towards the left. All right, now this is actually, for me personally, my neck does not like to go to the left, but I need to make sure those muscles are calmed down. Okay, so I come about here. I'm going to get my fingertips, just two of them, real light. Lean to the side. Big deep breath. Breathe out. All right, now shrug that right shoulder up and push it back down. Shrug it up and push it down. Big deep breath. Good. All right, shrug back up, slowly release, and welcome back. Okay, now what we're doing is we're going to rotate our head side to side. Okay, so nice and slow. We're going to go to the right and to the left. And to the right. Good, and last time we're going to the left. Okay, come back to the center. Hopefully your neck feels a little bit more relaxed. We're going to move down the chain now. We've kind of warmed up our shoulders. Our shoulders are a little bit stretched out. Okay, but what we're going to do is we're going to pull and rotate. And pull and rotate. Pull. Good. All right. Now we're going to take that arm up overhead. And you're switching from hand to hand, breathing. Hopefully you can see my right side is a lot tighter. Good. All right. Shake it out for a second. Shake it out. Now, honestly, a lot of the stress we create in our bodies, okay, because we're focusing on stretching today, a lot of the stress we create ourselves in our body, okay? Now, what I mean by that is a lot of times we cause our muscles to tense up and then we can't get them to relax, okay? So we're going to take a couple seconds to just breathe. And it may sound silly and it may sound like, ooh, okay? But breathing is sometimes the most important way of how to get your body to relax, to just calm down, okay? If you have questions about this, I can send you multiple articles. If you have even more questions, ask a military veteran and they can tell you that breathing can sometimes be a life or death matter in certain situations. A lot of the veterans I talk to, they've actually taught me this. So this is used all around the world and in multiple circumstances, okay? So what we're going to do here is palms, your hands are going to be face up, okay? Now I recommend you sit down or you lay down, okay? Don't stand up for this because sometimes you can pass out, okay? And what I want you to do, breathe through your nose, in through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth, okay? A lot of times we like to breathe through our mouth. It's a very inefficient way to breathe. You get so much more breathing through your nose than you do through your mouth, okay? So take a big deep breath in through your nose and breathe out. In through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Two more. In through the nose, last one, in. Out. Okay, this time we're going to breathe in through that nose again. And I want you to hold it for as long as you can. And I want you to breathe out and hold until you take another breath in. Okay, don't take another breath. All right, so we're going to take a deep breath in now. Good, keep holding your breath, keep holding your breath, and breathe in. Okay, so hopefully you're a little bit more relaxed, okay? All right, hopefully you're not sleeping, okay? So now we're going to transition into some different floor exercises or standing exercises for stretching or seated, okay? So what we're going to do from here is, I call these turtles and eagles. And we've kind of done these before as a cool down or a warm up. But if you're going to stay seated, this is your stretch. Okay, so either seated or standing. I'll show you both. All right, so if you're seated, you're going to curl in like a turtle. And then you're going to spread your wings, lean back like an eagle. Come in like a turtle. Spread like an eagle. Okay. All right. Now, if you want to stand for some of your stretches, okay, what I want you to do, all right, is I'm going to have you cross your feet. Okay. Now, if you need to hold on to something, you can, but you're going to cross your feet, and then you're going to sit your hips back and try to reach for those toes. Okay. And just breathe. And you can just kind of pulse a little bit, kind of reach, breathe into that stretch, okay? We're going to be transitioning back and forth. All right, so if you're standing, you've got that exercise for a little bit. If you're seated, you can stop doing the turtles and eagles. Okay, the next one we're going to do is going to be kind of a, I call this pull the bow, pull the bow. And what I mean by that, I point my camera down, okay? So I'm going to anchor my right arm into my leg, okay, or just kind of hold on. All right, so you pick. Okay, now I'm going to reach down, rotate here, and act like I'm pulling a bowstring back behind me. Coming down, rotate, pull it back, reach back. One more time, reach down, rotate, and pull back. Okay, so that's the seated one. Standing, guys, it's time to switch those legs. Switch those legs if you haven't already. All right, keep breathing through that stretch. Okay, so now I'm going to cross over the other way. Come down, pulse a little bit. Kind of go into the stretch and come out. All right. Now, if you're seated, it's time to switch sides. Okay, so now it's going to be my left arm anchored into my left leg. I'm going to reach and rotate, pull back, open up, reach and rotate, pull back, open up. Okay, so just keep doing that. All right, now if you're standing, okay, now we are going to come nice and wide, super, super wide here. Okay, you're going to reach down, You're going to wrap yourself around your right leg, come across, come through, wrap yourself around your left leg, come across, come through, and keep wrapping around your leg. All right? All right, now if you're seated, okay, there's going to be a couple different ways to do this next one. All right? So for the seated guys, we're going to bring one leg up to your other leg. Okay, so first things first, you're going to cross your legs. Okay, I'll point my camera down so you guys can see me a little better. Okay, so my legs are crossed. Okay, then I can pull one of my legs up my leg. Okay, then this leg down here is going to straighten, and I can kind of readjust, and I'm going to come into this figure 4 position. All right, figure 4 position. Now, if we can't get here, I'm going to show you an alternative in just a second. Okay, because some people can't get their leg up here, and that's fine. All right, so what we're doing here is we're going to take a bow forward and a bow back, bow forward, bow back. Okay. If you can't get your leg up this high, what I want you to do, best you can, to just cross that leg over at the bottom. Same thing, bow forward, bow back, forward, bow back. And specifically try to come across if you can. Come across to one side. All right. Now, standing, we are going to come down to the ground. Okay, so we're on the ground. We have one leg out in front, one leg behind. My left leg is in front of me here. My right leg is out to the side. Same thing the seated guys are doing. Come forward, come back. Come forward, come back. Okay, we're trying to open up those hips. Mine are really tight, so they're a bad example, but we're trying. We're trying to open them up. You're breathing. Good. All right. Now we're going to rotate. We're going to rotate. So if you have your leg up in your chair like this, you're going to start rotating. Rotating around. Okay, reach around. All right. If your legs are just down in front of you, I still want you to rotate. Okay. And then if our leg is here, okay, one out in front, one out to the side, we're going to rotate too. Rotate, rotate. Just try to do the best you can to rotate. That's fine. And keep breathing. Keep breathing as you rotate. Big deep breath in. Okay, and now it's time to switch legs. Now it's time to switch legs. So bring that other leg up. Okay. All right. So now my other leg's up. All right, and I'm coming forward and back, releasing some of the hip tension, okay? And again, if my legs can't come up that far, that's okay. Now it's time to go to the other side. Rotate and come back. Bend over, come back up. And then for my seated option, on the ground, we're going to come here. My right leg is bent in front of me. My left leg is behind me. I'm going to come forward into that hip stretch. Okay, The reason why we're not holding some of these stretches, okay, keep going for me, but the reason why we're not holding some of these stretches is because sometimes we don't actually get to the point of stretching the muscle because we're not used to working on that muscle in the first place. All right, so it's so, like our hamstrings can be so tight sometimes that they're not even going to loosen up. We have to kind of go into the stretch and come back out, and go into that stretch and come back out. All right, now it's time to start rotating. Okay, so with my left leg up here, all right, I'm going to begin to rotate. Rotate, or, okay, I'm back to my legs just on the ground. I'm still going to rotate here. Okay, or my legs are on the ground here, and I'm rotating side to side. Good, keep going for me, keep going, keep rotating. I'm looking at all of you. I can barely see Nicole again, but I guess that's normal. Good. All right, now go back to your chair if you're on the ground. And if you're in your chair, you can kind of get situated. Sit up, kind of scoot yourself back a little bit. All right. Now what we're going to do is another breathing exercise. Okay. This one's a little bit longer. This one is going to be 30 breaths in. Okay, so that's 1, and then you keep going. All right. After that, we're going to actually hold our breath. Okay, so we're going to breathe out and not breathe again. Not have that breath again. Okay. And then I'll tell you when to breathe again. Now, if you need to breathe before I tell you to breathe, please do. Okay. Ain't nobody passing out on the Dragon-Bata Zoom call. All right. Nobody. Because this is recorded, people. So we're going to know. All right. Just kidding. So 30 breaths in through that nose, out through the mouth, nice and quick. I'll count them for you. Okay. If you start to get lightheaded at all, that means you're breathing too fast. Okay. So make sure you're sitting down in a chair. Okay. Or you're on the ground. Okay. All right. And here we go. Doing great. Here we go. Ten more. 5 more. Last one. Breathe out. Hold your breath. Hold your breath. Hold your breath. Don't breathe in again. Hold that breath. I'm just going to talk to you for a second. Don't breathe yet. Okay, you're doing great. All right. Keep holding. Imagine you are somewhere peaceful right now. Maybe that means you're on the top of a mountain. Maybe that means you're around a campfire. Maybe that's in your warm, cozy bed. And now you can take a breath. Go ahead and breathe in. And you can kind of go back to normal. All right. Now, some of you might be asking, what the heck did we just do? And that was really weird, Luke. You would be right. You would be right. So there's a guy named Wim Hof. W-I-M-H-O-F. Wim Hof. Okay. And this guy is also known as the Iceman. I encourage you to look him up. All right. And he does some therapeutic breathing and exercises where he can kind of keep his body calm down and decrease his anxiety with this kind of breathing technique. All right, so we're going to do one more, and then I'm going to pass it off to Emily. Has the fun question of the day. So I'm throwing her on the spot right now, but she's got some time to think about it. So we're going to do one more of those. All right. Then Emily's going to ask the fun question of the day. We'll hop into it, and hopefully we feel a little bit more relaxed and stretched out after this session. Okay. So go ahead. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Keep breathing. Got 10 more. Three more. Super deep. Last one. Breathe out. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Hold that breath. Okay. Doing great. Keep holding that breath. And I want you to focus on where we were 8 months ago, 7 to 8 months ago. It was kind of like the beginning of March. Things were getting a little weird, but you were like, it's not going to happen to us. And now I want you to zoom ahead, look at where we are now, look at some of the new friends, the new opportunities you've got to be a part of. And as creepy as it is with your eyes closed, I want you to smile. Give yourself a smile right now. Maybe give yourself a little laugh, a little chuckle. Maybe laugh at me a little bit, okay? You found this weird guy on a Zoom call that you religiously go to on Tuesday nights. If someone told you a while back what you would be doing in November on the 3rd on Election Day, would you have believed them? And now you can take a big deep breath in if you haven't already. Okay. You can open your eyes, and Gilbert, if you'd like to take me off the big speaker view, you can. But just think about that for a second. Think about how far you've come, what you've done exactly, and just kind of everything along with that. And just hold on to all those memories, some of the new people you've gotten to meet, new experiences, and just sit in that for a little bit. Now, I know we don't have everyone